Welcome to Melton. Welcome to Devon. Once again, and specifically to Melton Reservoir. As you can see, even Melton Reservoir is a little bit choppy today. And so, yeah, I'm expecting very windy conditions up on the top of the hills. So we're quite near to one of the first places that I ever came to camp, which was Black Tor. There, up on the, up around that hill and then sweeping back round to the right again and along a ways is Black Tor, so over that rise over there. And it's an absolutely beautiful place. And it's not the highest of locations, which is actually quite good probably in these conditions, but I'm not going back there tonight. Tonight I'm going to Sachets tour, and I'm hoping that the conditions are right for a bit of sunset photography tonight. Once again, it's just not going to work out for any kind of astro work. We're forecast to have cloudy conditions overnight. If I'm lucky, the rain will keep off this evening. Well, sadly, my gimbal keeps giving up the ghost and the battery keeps running out, so I think we're not going to be able to use that on this trip, despite my best efforts to charge it up. I will take it with me, and I have got a battery pack, so I might be able to get some charge into it on the camp, but I don't think I'm going to be very lucky with it. The other thing is I have also managed to not bring my walking pole that normally has a phone holder mounted on the top of it. And so today I'm going to have to make do with this trusty stick. Oh dear, here we go. It's a comedy of errors, this trip. In the distance there is Black Tor, centre of frame just now. As I said earlier, one of my very first camps up there. We're not going that way today, unless it's too busy at Sachets Tor. Well, just in the last 48 hours, the weather really seems to have changed, and there is suddenly this distinctly autumnal feel about things. And you know, it's a season that I love, and it just brings out all the colour. All of these greens will start to, as you can see in the header there, start to turn a nice golden colour, and that sort of sea of green of summer suddenly turns to gold and russet reds and all these lovely autumn hues. Now look at the trees along this boundary and the way that they have grown into the stonework here, and they continue up and around the bend up there, and you can't help thinking there's a bit of a story to tell there. Do you know, England is just the most beautiful place at times. Look at this wonderful rural scene right on the edges of the moor. Absolutely beautiful. Well, sunset tonight is at about 7 o'clock, and so my hope has been to get to Sawyer Tors for about 6, about an hour or so before sunset, give me just a bit of a chance to scout the place out and see if there's anything I want to shoot. I'm hoping I might get some nice foreground up there with some of the rocks and some of the tussocks of grass and stuff, and get some of that in the foreground with the sun slanting across it as I shoot towards hopefully some colour in the sky. Okay, so I think I found a suitable little plot here, and it's still about an hour till sunset, and but I'm going to break a rule and I'm going to set up camp already because you see on the horizon there are definite shower clouds around, and there's a good chance that if I don't get set up now I may end up having to set up in the rain. But look at that view, absolutely amazing. Right, wow, good evening. Here we are, and what just an amazing place this is. So full of all kinds of photographic opportunities, and almost too many to choose from. I'm going to have to start looking around fairly quick because the sun is getting low in the sky over there. Look at that, oh dear. Shouldn't really point that straight at the sun, but there you go. So as you can see, the sun is getting low and we've got some reasonable cloud action, but it's all very much on the horizon. I'm just hoping that the sun doesn't sort of dip behind that cloud bank and disappear into a nasty grey dull sunset. We shall see. Gimbal is back in action. I've managed to get a bit of charge from my battery pack, so hopefully I'll be able to do a little bit of gimbaling this evening. So this is where I've pitched, and a nice little sheltered spot there, just about room for a one-man tent. It's just not the same quality of light that we had just a few minutes ago. Sadly, just moments after I did that last piece to camera, the sun popped behind that bit of cloud over there in the distance, and all the light that was glancing on these tussocks and these rocks and the hillside behind me just disappeared. Ah dear, so frustrating. Never mind, I'll see what I can make of it. We really do have some amazing scenery here. I'm just hoping I can make something of it. Not doing so well so far. I'm so out of practice. You've really just got to keep at this to make it work, and I've just not been doing enough. Well, it's getting surprisingly cold. We do have a bit of colour in the sky behind me there, and I'm very impressed with this tower of rocks here. So I'm trying to get some of that colourful cloud and these rocks in the foreground with the sun as well. But yeah, we shall see how it's going. I'm having to bracket these shots because there's such a wide range of exposure in it as well. Anyway, on we go, I mustn't miss the show. Well, that was all a bit fast and furious. The light's going fairly quickly, and it's actually getting quite chilly, so I'm glad I brought some additional clothing. So I don't think I'm going to get a lot more light really this evening. The sun has settled behind these clouds. It's sunset pretty much now, so I think I've had the best of the light, and just hopefully I can make something of these shots I've had to rattle off very quickly. Well, that was all a bit of a rush at sunset there, and having something to eat now. Slight departure from my usual Mexican style rice. This is an egg fried rice, which I've added some quite nice tuna flakes to, actually, and excellent it is too. So, cheers. Good morning. Well, yet again I have
managed to come out on one of those really windy nights, and fortunately it's dry at the moment. It has been raining, but not very much, and I'm hoping the wind will kind of blow dry the tent while I just have a little bit of breakfast, and we shall see, shan't we? But yeah, it's been quite a blowy old night, as you can probably tell. Dawn is still a little while off, but I think it's time to get up and get ourselves off this mountain before it blows me off the mountain. So it's actually been quite a good night. I did have a bit of a surprise yesterday evening about 10 o'clock when I took a look at the tent and actually had a clear sky, which is kind of great, except that I had believed all the forecasts and not brought any of my astro gear with me, which is a shame, because there was about a 30-minute window to play with where it would have been really good to have had my Nikon D750 here, but I didn't. Never mind. So I did a little bit, did what I could with the Sony, but it's, as you will know, I'm sure, the Sony is not a camera designed for astro photography, and I've been pretty rusty with it lately. We'll see what comes out. I doubt very much I'm going to have anything worth showing you. Tried a little bit of light painting with the rocks on the tour, and decided to shoot the foreground first, and that took about 20 minutes or so, 25 minutes. And by the time I'd finished doing that, it had started clouded over, and so I couldn't get the matching star shots. Anyway, there you go. It's time for some porridge. I do like a little bit of porridge in the morning when I'm on one of these camps. Really gets me warmed up and ready for the walk back to the car. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope you've got something, however small, out of this video. It's been nice to be out again.
So we're actually in real time here, not on a time lapse anymore. And I mention that because the clouds are just scudding across the landscape here now. It's just quite amazing. And I'm glad I didn't camp over there at Blacktor, because that keeps disappearing into the low cloud, into the mists over there. It's kind of pretty much dead center frame now. But it's a lovely morning. It's a lovely morning. Had just a tiny bit of rain, but it pretty much held off while I was breaking camp, which is great. Right, time to get my backpack on, I think. Get back to the car park. There's the camp. As you can see, no trace, and that's the way it ought to be. Well, here comes the rain. Just look at those little splotches of light there. It's just amazing, just like some kind of beam coming down from the sky. It's just incredible. Yeah, I can feel the rain in the air. I think I better get on the move. But I just can't help but watch what's going on in the skies here. It's incredible. Just look at it. Tear myself away. Come on. definitely the right decision not to go to black tour, because it's absolutely chucking it down with rain now. I've just got back to the car, so yeah, I'm glad I did that, or didn't do that.